Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the University of Manchester and the splendid surroundings of the Whitworth Hall for today's graduation ceremony. In particular, of course, I'd like to welcome our graduates, whose magnificent achievement and hard work we are here to celebrate. But I'm also delighted to see so many friends, family and supporters here. I thank you for the support and encouragement that you've given to our graduates during their studies, which has been so important for their success. Just like the staff in the School of Arts, Languages and Cultures, you can be extremely proud of what they have achieved. During the course of today's ceremony, we'll be applauding our graduates quite a lot, but at this point I would like to ask our graduates to stand, please. Turn and face your friends and supporters and give them a round of applause for all of the support that they've given you. Please. Before we begin, I would like to say a few words about the institution whose name is written on the certificate you will soon be receiving. From its origins in the early 19th century, this has been a university ready to engage with the wider world. You'll struggle to find any ivory towers here. At the present time, Manchester is already regarded as one of the finest universities in Europe, but we are determined to become one of the best in the world. With 160 nationalities on campus, the University of Manchester is truly a global institution and one that will remain so, valuing its European and international staff, students and alumni. No fewer than 25 Nobel Prizes have been awarded to our staff and former students, and our alumni occupy the highest positions in the world of business, politics, media and the professions. Future leaders in all of those spheres, I have no doubt, are sitting in front of me right now. You will have seen outside some of the investments that the university is making in the buildings and equipment to improve the experience of our students and keep our research at the leading edge. But it isn't bricks, mortar, wires, technology, or even pieces of paper that make this university so great and so successful. It is our students, our staff, our people. During your time in Manchester, you have helped make the university what it is today. And this ceremony is much about thanking you for that important and valuable contribution, as it is about celebrating your academic achievements. A degree ceremony, of course, is far more than just receiving a piece of paper and some letters after your name. It is a rite of passage, moving from one stage of life to the other. Some of you may remain in higher education and research, but for many the transformation will be to the world of work. And if you're still suffering the effects and pressures of your deadlines and academic work, perhaps you can take some solace in the words of Aristotle, one of the first great teachers, who taught us that the roots of education are bitter, but its fruit is sweet. Obtaining a degree is a hugely important milestone, and we rightly congratulate you on this success. But this is just the beginning of your journey and your association with the university. As the class of 2017, you not only take with you the friendships that you formed here during your years with us, but also the membership of a wider community of over 300,000 who come together in our Alumni Association. One last message before we proceed is to remind you that your degree does not only confer on you the recognition of the knowledge you have gained. In this age when trust in many of our leading public and private institutions has become damaged, we rely even more on the integrity and informed skepticism that the trained mind can offer. Wherever you go in the world, you are responsible for carrying these values with you and instilling them in those around you. So I sincerely hope that today will not be your last contact with the university, and please remember that our doors will always be open to you. Thank you. I would now like to invite the head of the School of Arts, Languages and Cultures to say a few words.
Associate Vice President, colleagues, graduates, and your families and friends, as head of the School of Arts, Languages and Cultures, I'm delighted to congratulate those of you graduating today on your success in obtaining your degrees. Colleagues in the school are extremely proud of what you have achieved. They've worked closely with you for 3 or 4 years or more. Some of you graduating today have studied with us for your BA, MA and PhD, meaning that you've shown loyalty to the university and the school for over 7 years. You've become very much part of our academic community. Many of you are being awarded a PhD today, have also been graduate teaching assistants, working alongside us in teaching our undergraduates so that you're our valued colleagues as well as our inspiring students. We hope that you found your time here intellectually and academically stimulating, because whatever else studying for a degree gives you, the experience should have been one where you found yourself both challenged and excited. I'm extremely grateful to my colleagues for having given you that experience. For many of you, I've no doubt it will have transformed your lives. I therefore ask you all to join me in thanking the teaching and support staff for all their efforts and dedication during your time with us. This ceremony is held in our magnificent Whitworth Hall, testimony to a remarkable tradition of philanthropy and social responsibility, which reminds us of the bold Victorian hopes and aspirations for our university. It also reminds us that the subjects you studied for your degrees have a long and distinguished record at these institutions, and they boast a distinguished profile today. All of our degrees embrace the rich intellectual benefits of interdisciplinary study, and as the students graduating today in global health demonstrate, our interdisciplinary work reaches well beyond the humanities to the medical school. Our Humanitarian and Conflict Response Institute, HCRI, which runs the Global Health Programme, is a supreme example. Last year, the Institute was recognized as a collaborating centre for the World Health Organization, and its students have been active around the world in humanitarian crises. Manchester was the first UK university to teach Middle Eastern studies, although it is only in the last 8 years that we've had fully formed departments for Chinese and Japanese. Aspects were taught from the 1930s. The school is known for excellent teaching and research in modern languages. In the recent National Research Evaluation exercise, where institutions were judged on the quality of their research and other factors, colleagues in this area were placed third in the UK, taking into account the quality of their research and the impressive number of staff in this area. Last year, Manchester won a £4 million grant under the Arts and Humanities Research Council's Open World Scheme, which has established our university as one of the UK's 4 leading centres of excellence in modern language research, alongside Oxford, Cambridge and King's College London. Graduates of this ceremony have all completed a degree in some aspect of the study of language. What unites you all is an interest in different cultures and languages and the way these shape people's view of the world. To try to impress upon you how important language studies is, stop for a moment and think about what humans could have achieved if they had not had language. But of course it is not clear how we would even be able to think without language. Language is then central to what it means to be a human. What you might be interested in knowing is that students of modern languages are among the most highly employable of all those graduating this year, and you have the knowledge, understanding, skills and expertise which are increasingly prized in our modern world. Those of you graduating today show tremendous breadth in the range of languages and topics you have studied, but also in how you have approached your studies, through translation or as a vehicle for and as expression of culture and history, and through literature and film. Over the past 3 years, many of you, or at least many in your families, will have wondered whether the green and humanities subject was a wise investment, especially in the current economic climate. It was arguably the best decision you've made so far, both in personal and professional terms, and one that I'm convinced you will not have any cause to regret. As the philosopher Martha Nussbaum cogently argues, the study of arts and humanities subject fosters the critical thinking necessary for independent action and intelligent resistance to authority, and enables the development of qualities such as imagination and empathy, which are the essential foundations of democracy. The humanities are not just a broad spectrum of fascinating yet ever-growing texts, topics and artifacts. They are also, perhaps even more importantly, a form of knowledge, a set of epistemic protocols, a specific approach to all aspects of human experience at the individual and social level, which is based on unquenchable curiosity, relentless exploration of facts, and sophisticated interpretation. In a world where the frontier of knowledge changed faster than any previous time in human history, this methodological foundation will be the most precious skill you have acquired here, and the one that will enable you to branch out in many different directions over the course of your life with full confidence in your abilities. But let me put this concept another way, in the words of our own inimitable professor of creative writing, Jeanette Winterson. The imagination and creativity, which are the hallmark of the humanities, are not the flowers on the table. They're not even the table. They're the very ground on which we stand as human beings. If creativity is a luxury, human beings are a luxury too. Indeed. This is also why, unsurprisingly, arts and humanities graduates are also much sought after in the labour market. This year we hosted a lecture and seminar by Sir John Cunliffe, Deputy Governor of the Bank of England, and one of the most senior and respected economic policy makers, now at the bank and previously at the Treasury. He talked about the invaluable grounding that his study as an undergraduate at Manchester gave him. He graduated with a BA in English and a final year project on Oscar Wilde and the Bible. The ability to dissect a text or an argument, to study a language, intellectual curiosity, a taste for the unexpected, the willingness to engage with multiple points of view, cultural traditions and aspirations, to mention but a few, are the defining features of an arts graduate and the reason why arts and humanities graduates are highly employable. Many of the degrees programs you have studied examine the most controversial and exciting topic of our time, such as the creation of identity, issues on gender and sexuality, the relationship between local and global, between different cultures, between the past, the present and the future. They signal the university's commitment to exploring the grand challenges of the day, and they ensure that you will be ready to engage with fellow human beings in a responsible, aware and intellectually astute manner. We believe deeply in the educational mission of the university, and specifically in the enduring value of the humanities. I'm therefore very pleased to confirm that the school will again offer this year a £3,000 bursary to any student graduated from the university with a first-class degree who registers on one of our MA courses. Graduation is also a moment to celebrate distinguished achievements. Students this year have produced some outstanding work, and I'm pleased to announce the following prizes. The Blessed Hebrews Prize goes to Lawrence Rayburn. The Nicholas Lazarev Memorial Prize goes to Marta Tenold. The Nicholas Lazarev Memorial Prize also goes to Laura Olesk. The J.W. Rees Memorial Prize goes to Adam Kinsey. The Dean's Award for Academic Achievement go to Lawrence Rayburn, Emma Booth, Sarah Connor and Keith Lawrence. And finally, the Faculty of Humanities Outstanding Achievement Award goes to Marta Tenold and Laura Olesk. On a more practical note, the school's web and social media office has asked me to remind you that the school is running a graduation selfie competition. So please tweet us, actually tweet them, your selfie if you want to take part. I should add, however, that selfies should not be taken during the ceremony. After this ceremony, I invite you to join your colleagues for a reception in the graduation marquee. As you receive your diploma, you enter a new phase of your relationship with the University of Manchester. We very much hope that you will continue to be an active part of the extended community of alumni and supporters, to nurture an interest in the life of the university and the students who fill in your steps, to take pride in the collective achievements of a great and noble institution. The loyalty, support and goodwill of our students is the foundation of our future. Please keep in touch with us and visit us when you're back in Manchester. We wish you the very best of luck for the future and look forward to hearing how you're doing. Thank you.
Vice President, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you for the degree of Master of Arts in Intercultural Communication, Ariel Ray Nash. And for the Bachelor of Arts in Arabic Studies with Honours, Abdul Halim Hijaz. And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Chinese Studies with Honours, Sam Anderson Stern. Oliver Mark Bowl. Jake David Davies. Martha Dooley. Ruby Jackson. Tegan Meadows. Yeva Rakaugaita. Mei-Ling Shi. Thomas Spencer.